is the legendary birthplace of the Toasted Rav, and Mama's is the premier family restaurant on the hill. Make a reservation online at mamasonthehill.com.
Tune in Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Straight Talk and Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus for an intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing. You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Our headlines for this Thursday afternoon, October 9th. St. Louis Zoo Wild Care Park gets first herd of threatened rhinos. St. Louis Zoo Wild Care Park is still more than a year away from opening, but animals are already getting comfortable in their new home. Yesterday, the zoo announced a herd of 5 southern white rhinos moved into the brand new state-of-the-art rhino barn completed this summer at Wild Care Park. This moment has been years in the making, said Martha Fisher, the general curator at Wild Care Park. So much care and planning go into building a world-class home for rhinos from the ground up. It's incredible to watch the first herd start to enjoy it. The group of rhinos includes 4 females, 1 male. All were recommended by the Association of Zoos and Aquarium Species Survival Plan, a collaborative breeding program between accredited North American zoos. The rhinos will spend most of their time in the 63-acre pasture of native grasses and forests, and once the park opens to the public, there will be guided safari tours that will wind through the habitat with no barrier. It is going to be so cool. The Rhino Barn is a 12,000 square foot facility where the animals receive state-of-the-art care. The International Union for Conservation of Nature said fewer than 16,000 white rhinos are living in their natural habitat in Africa due to poaching and habitat loss, and these same threats drove the only 4 subspecies of white rhino, the northern white rhinoceros, to the brink of extinction, the zoo said in a press release. Only 2 female northern white rhinos remain on the planet.
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
And this park is North County?
This is North County where the plumbers,
pipe
fitters.
Pipe fitters, yeah.
Did you ever go there?
Oh, yeah.
North County guy?
Great place.
I went there one time. I felt so fancy.
We played golf there.
And a great pool. They had a great pool.
So cool. It was just a great all around. The golf course, the facility. It was cool.
Here's one that we will all say, well, why hasn't this been done sooner? Many of us will pick on California for heavy regulation and different laws and homelessness and all the things that could be wrong with California. This one, I think they got right. Noisy TV commercials were banned in California on Monday with a new law that demands pitchmen turn the volume down.
So true. Doesn't it drive you crazy?
I got to hold the remote
to turn it
it's
down.
Come down every time. Viewers in the U.S. have long complained about those things. 1 minute you're engrossed in a peaceful nature commentary or a documentary about white rhinos. Next, it's a quiet a man shouting about a new treatment for his flatulence. Now, a new law in America's most populous state says commercials cannot be any louder than the content they interrupt. The legislation rewrites outdated laws that only regulated broadcast and cable providers and now includes streamers. And so all that is supposed to be regulated. They got one right, I think.
I agree.
This is insane. I remember talking about this. This law was supposed to pass in Missouri. I remember talking about it when I was producing Steve Cochran's show, and that was almost 15 years ago.
Why didn't it pass, do you know?
They still haven't done it here. This is a no-brainer.
All right, I'm going to work to get that done.
Yeah, big commercial.
Big commercials.
Yeah.
Running the whole show.
Lining the pockets of our politicians, I guess. I can't wait for Darren to get here because I've got a lot of questions about the pipe fitters.
Okay. Was he a pipe fitter?
No, but, I mean, he grew up.
He lived near there.
Over there. I want to know if he ever got invited. Did you have to be a plumber?
Or a pipe fitter?
Or a pipe fitter?
Yeah, I got to go because one of the kids in the neighborhood's dad was a pipe fitter.
Did he bring you along with him?
A handful of times, not a lot.
All right, so Generation X, that's what Heidi is. Generation Y or millennials, I guess that's what I am. Generation Z, that's the kids that are coming up now.
Okay.
They ran out of letters, so they've kind of went back to the beginning. Generation Alpha is the new generation, and they say that millennial parents with Gen Alpha kids are now putting in landline phones in their houses.
I didn't think you could even get those anymore.
Yeah.
There's a story in the Post-Dispatch that went all through it. They say millennial parents hold fondness for landlines as the primary means of connecting with their friends when they were kids. And they literally do not want to have cell phones for their kids at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. So they either have to make the calls for their kids and hand them their own cell phones or this, that, set up the play dates. And a lot of parents now are just like, the heck with it. Let's just get a landline. They can call whoever they want. Now, the kids are off put at first because they're like, well, where's the screen? How do I see him? I think most kids nowadays FaceTime each other.
Yes, they do.
More than talk on the phone. But for these families in U City that they've spotlighted, they say it has worked out perfectly. There's a whole group who they all got landlines. So all the kids can call each other.
Well, I was going to say, it seems like that would have to be a couple of people coming together, because if just one kid has it, it's not going to work as well. Yeah.
What's Jimmy's dad's phone number again? No,
Right.
just call their house.
You want me to blow your mind?
Yes.
Ready?
Do you still have? You
didn't mention my generation, the boomers.
Oh, the boomers, yeah.
Here's what's funny, and I know people will text us about this. Do you folks of my age remember when it was a big deal and seemed ridiculous? We're at World's Fairs and things, they say, someday there'll be a picture phone. And we're going, oh, stop it. How
No
you gonna
way.
have how you gonna have a TV on your phone? You
Or-
can't do that.
Like Inspector Gadget, you can just talk on your watch.
Oh, your wrist.
And
Dick Tracy.
Dick
Yeah.
Tracy
you
used to
can't
do that.
That's just so stupid. Why are we even looking at this?
here we are.
There's online movements called Wait Until 8th. Wait until 8th grade until you give your kid a phone. And this could bridge the gap. But like Heidi said, you got to get other families in the neighborhood to jump on board, or else the other kids are going to feel left out, or else they're not going to have anybody to call.
I think my oldest Brad got his first phone when he was 12, and it was pushed by my mother. Well, you can't let him be the only kid without a phone. And
Well, you brought up boomers, and we've done this on the yard sale when nobody called in. Remember party lines?
oh, yeah, definitely.
Where you'd pick up the phone to call somebody and somebody was talking on it.
Get off the phone, Blanche.
I mean, could you talk? You could talk back to them, right?
Yes.
You're in the phone call.
Yeah,
That's insane to me now.
yeah. You pick it up. Oh, and then the people talk, hey, somebody I think picked up. It was really weird.
That used to happen in your house. When after that line, if you had, everybody had a phone in their room, and all of a sudden you're on the phone, whispering to your best friend, and who knows how long mom's been on the line because you didn't hear it
Mom.
click. Yeah.
And then the other one is the phone number with the like Westwood 98246.
Mission 53078. That was my grandmother's number.
Mission.
Yeah.
Mission 5.
Yeah, so it would be Mission, I guess. Would
MI.
Be MI. It's so weird. Why didn't you just say the numbers? Well, it was easier to remember Westwood
the
7.
letters. Whatever.
So fun. Going back in time. Well, we're going to go back and...
I got
What?
an alert with exclamation points.
Uh-oh.
No. All of our kids got phones in the 8th grade. Okay. All right. I wanted to
Yes.
correct the record.
You better.
Wait, who texted you?
The boss.
That's exactly right.
Big D's coming up next with your chance to win some of his money.
Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
Yeah, they're on the med, and these medications are used, these GLP-1s, for reducing inflammation in your body. I get so many folks that are like, wow, I don't have the knee pain. I don't have the...
Because once you start losing weight, all these other things naturally happen to you in a positive way. Not just talk about the deals for KTRS listeners at stlmedweightloss.com.
All KTRS listeners, they get $50 to $100 off their first month. And what's beautiful about it too, hey, I get it. The economy, what we just had, guys, things are difficult right now, but we make the plan work for you. We have financing options. We make this work for you because we realize how important it is to get down in your weight, get your confidence back, and really start feeling like the old you.
Call stlmedweightloss.com and ask Dr. Joe. stlmedweightloss.com.
Kids don't always like to get school report cards, but they are important and helpful. They document subjects where they're strong and others where they need to show some improvement. Ever wonder why you don't get a report on how your child's school compares to others? At the Show Me Institute, we think you should, and that's why we've started the Missouri School Rankings Project. Click on the website moschoolrankings.org, and it's all there. Rankings and letter grades for all the schools in Missouri. The rankings are based on several categories, such as student performance in English, language arts, and math, ACT scores, and graduation rates. Then we take the rankings and come up with a grade point average, just like your child has. Each school and district will have a grade, and the website is easy to use. Don't you want to know how your child's school stacks up? Now you can. Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Retiring soon? That's great. Do you know all the things that could impact your monthly income now and for the rest of your life? If you don't prepare, the IRS could be one of your biggest beneficiaries of your assets, not your kids. On top of that, there are many more risks that could sabotage that perfect dream retirement. Don't let that happen. Call me, Tim Schultz, or Patrick Wiegers at 314-619-1283, or visit us on the website, pioneerwealthmgmt.com.
Some of my fondest memories as a kid is heading down to the hardware store. You had to pick up a couple of nails, a couple of screws, maybe a gallon of paint, whatever it may be, right? It was your friendly neighborhood hardware store. Well, those don't exist anymore in St. Louis, except for Schnarr's Hardware. They have two locations in Webster Groves and in Clayton Road in Ladue. Schnarr's Hardware is that place where you go in and you can get that bucket of paint, you can get a couple of screws. The advice is always free. And the one thing about Schnarr's Hardware that every single family hardware store used to have, and that is the smell. It smells like a hardware store. It's got the selection. I don't know how they do it. It's a small store, but they got everything you ever need. They got the paint. They got paint matching. They've got big green eggs. They've got screws and nails and everything a hardware store should have. Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations, 1 great hardware store. Schnarr's Hardware, we'll see you there.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS. It's the Big Thursday giveaway with Big D from HW Kia of West County on the Big 550 KTRS.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Oh yeah.
Big D is in the house. And I missed. You sat in for a whole hour last week when I was gone.
They got me for an hour. Haven't gotten paid yet, but they got me for an hour.
He tried to get away. We locked the door from the outside.
I was like, maybe you don't need to be paid since my parents just upgraded that Kia Telluride that they hadn't had for even a year. And so all of a sudden I get a call saying, we're going to trade. Darren talked us into trading.
Oh, my God.
And I texted, I'm like, quit taking advantage of senior citizens. And he's like, I'm taking advantage of your inheritance. I'm like,
That's right.
one and the same,
exactly
actually.
right.
But I will say, I haven't seen it yet. They
you haven't?
love it.
They love it, yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about the upgrades, because they had one. Your dad's, the previous one, he said was the best car he ever had.
I know.
And he just got the same trim level,
Okay.
fully loaded. They went with one color.
And you even tinted the
I tinted
windows
the windows
for
and
them.
they came back the next day and got a different color, right?
And so
It
they had to
happens.
wait to tint the windows on that
It
one.
happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think he was never a fan of the white and thought it's a dark kind of gray
Yeah, it's
color.
like that. It's that, I don't know the name of it.
Yeah.
It's that pretty gray.
Yeah.
They call it.
Well, can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
And it's got a pretty like peanut interior.
That's
so
what I think your mom liked too.
Yeah, guaranteed.
It worked
So
out.
they
peanut.
are HW Kia fans
Well,
for
that's
life,
awesome.
and they
Yay.
love this guy. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
I'm trying to think of who else helped them out since I wasn't there with them.
Who
but
was there with them? Alyssa, maybe?
maybe.
Yeah,
but
might have
the whole process has just been
It was good.
fantastic. And how many friends have I sent over? Every one of
I
them
know,
says
all your friends, right?
same thing. It's so easy, and it's not like the old days where you have to spend the entire day sitting in the
Who wants to do
dealership.
that?
This will be easy. Come in, sit down, and then 5 hours,
know.
Yeah.
literally 5 hours later.
It's awful.
That's painful.
Yeah.
It's painful.
So we were talking a little bit earlier about the different grades of gasoline, and I know you're not really a car guy, but maybe
No.
you know the answer to this. If somebody puts the wrong grade and it does something to the engine, do you guys know that, and is the warranty then null and void?
Well, the grade, no. There's 3 levels of grades, I think, currently. And like in the high end, let's say a Mercedes, you should put the higher grade.
Right.
If you don't, it doesn't hurt it. A lot of guys will put high grade, medium grade, and alternate.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any repercussions to the
To
warranty
that.
or anything like that.
Okay.
Now, the one thing I did one time, I was driving an SL, and I was down in Solar. This is going way back in the day, and I happened to be out late, and I put diesel in a gas car, and I didn't get very far, just like you did a year ago.
You've never told me
Well,
that.
things pop up, and that just popped up.
We like to call that pulling a Heidi.
Yeah, that's what I did. Before
Actually,
Heidi did it.
There's a lot of people listening that have done it, because when I've mentioned it, they all say
And as
done
soon as you
it.
start the car, it starts knocking really
Yeah,
bad. You think your engine's gone, and
immediately.
then you have to just suck it out. And, you know, it's not a big deal, but it's an inconvenience.
It's some money
Yeah.
though too, right?
And it's some money. There's
And
no
if
doubt.
you run it too much, I know we were on the verge of
Yeah.
having to really
Well,
redo
that's
the engine,
case.
and
I just started, heard it, and turned it
Yeah,
off.
that's
I
exactly-
drove 3 miles.
I drove right into the intersection and died.
Yeah.
All right, so we have cameras now, and you can watch us on Facebook or YouTube, 550 KTRS TV. I am noticing something from this distance
Oh, God, he's such a...
about Darren. Are
Yeah.
you growing a mustache?
You know, I do for about 3 days.
And then you
Everybody-
can't take it
They tell me
anymore.
how stupid I look, and I get rid of it.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I've had it for, this is day 3.5.
Very suave.
Yeah.
Kind of a Clark Gables,
three
David
and a half, and
Niven.
it's
Tom
already-
Selleck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what happened when I was in Florida, I grew it. Then I went and bought some dye, and I had it on my face, and I looked like a clown. I forgot how much
The dye.
It went everywhere.
Oh,
I thought you were
no.
going to say you had the wax and you kind of tipped it up a little
So I
bit.
shaved it off, and I had this black piece here for like 2 days in Florida, but nobody knew me. I was okay.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, right. So I'll shave it tomorrow, probably.
No, I know.
Well, we're not dating. I'm not going to please you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Whiner. But we can go to the casino tonight if you'd like. There's an invitation for you.
You know what? I was actually, because today's payday.
Oh, I like what you're throwing down.
I was thinking
You're
about it.
becoming a degenerate.
Yes,
No,
becoming.
He's a better degenerate. He's gotten better.
I'm caving to peer pressure.
Oh, boy. Somebody on the text line, is Cuba restaurant open yet?
Cuba will open the 25th that weekend. We were going to open the week earlier in the week, but they're painting the entire building the exact color it is now.
Green.
It's multicolors.
Yeah.
It's a cup green and a yellow.
Uh-huh.
We're just freshening the entire building up, and we'll be ready to roll.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
going to be so
That's gonna be fun.
exciting. And
Yeah.
then anything else happening?
Well, I'll tell you a couple good stories. You know that Pacific's open, right? And that's
Yes.
going really good. And here's what's funny. We get calls all the time now because we're on Facebook and we get people saying, "Hey, come to our town," or "I know a place that went out of business. Do you want to go in there?" Like it's just that easy, right?
Is that shocking to you
It is
that
a
you're
little
getting
bit.
these calls?
It is a little bit. And I told my brother, I said, we're on to something here because we got a call last year from Potosi. Now, I didn't know Potosi from a can of paint, really, And my brothers, I said, we got to be careful that the town can support us at
Right.
the level we need it. Everyone from the community will come, but is it enough to support a
You've
business?
got to have the volume to keep it in the black.
You have to have it. So they called again, and what it is, it's the mayor and a group of people that are trying to get us there, which is really interesting to me.
Well, they don't want just anybody. They want something good.
Well, what happens is somebody gets in the restaurant business as a hobby, or husband and wife are going to do it. We're going to find it, and they hate it, and it's not good.
It's work.
And it's too much work. So they go out of business. All these mom and pops, the small ones. And so finally I told my let's get in the car and let's go down there. So yesterday we went down there.
You did?
We did. And I found a building. I fell in love.
Of course you did.
I did. And I fell in love with the town, too. It's really neat. It really is.
It is a cool town.
So we called the guy back today. And now we're meeting, I think, either Sunday or Wednesday are my days to meet. And we're going to try to strike a deal in Potosi. And I bet I would put money on it. It'll happen.
Of course it will.
Within a couple weeks. Now, this is a box. I got to build it out and do the whole thing. It's just a building.
So it's a bigger project.
Yeah, it's 5,000 square feet of emptiness. So it'll be a little bit more of an undertaking. But I got to tell you, I like the town.
But at that size, won't it give you an opportunity to really flesh the building out like you want it?
Yeah, we
as
won't have a
opposed to
tiny
Pacific
yeah.
that you really fixed up. You sent me a picture.
Yeah,
it looks great, but it's tiny.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
No back door, no this, no that. This will be built kind of how we think it should be.
At any point, would you give up the dealership and just stick
heck
with
no?
God. That,
oh my God, I'm having a heart attack.
You know, Darren, why don't you go focus on the burgers? I'll take the
See,
dealership.
there's a friend.
Oh, no.
That's a friend.
Don't worry about it.
he's not going to buy it from
Yeah,
you.
no. Or put anything into it.
No,
Yeah.
he just is going to
No, Heidi,
take the profits.
My brother does the day-to-day.
Yeah.
I only work Wednesdays and Sundays physically there. Now, I'm always thinking about stuff and calling and doing things, but no, my love is my dealership, and that's the... no.
And that's your bread and butter.
There's no,
and the pickles.
and the lettuce and tomatoes. No, I love the restaurant. What's exciting to me is growing something.
Yeah.
We got 6 locations. My goal next year is to have 10, and see where I can go. That's the fun of it, and if you can keep them in the black.
Yeah.
That's the other challenge.
Well, it's funny you should bring up, husband and wife starts a restaurant.
Yeah.
I tell my wife all the Darren stories all the time. I'm like, he wants to make, 6 more. Maybe we should go north, Darren's going south. We should go north.
Yeah.
And then I said, but we both have worked in the industry. You do realize these are 80-hour-a-week jobs,
It's
and
pitiful.
we've got a little kid.
Pitiful.
And so, we came back to the rat race.
It really, if I wasn't at the age that I am now, my kids are all growing, it's easy for me. I can drive Sunday and spend all day driving. I love driving, talking
You're
to myself.
not at cheerleading or
if I had that
tumbling
to
or
do,
baseball.
I couldn't do it. You know, and I wouldn't want to miss that stuff. That's way more important. And it's just, I would give up everything for my kids today and start over. And everyone in the room would.
Yeah.
So I'm not different. But that's the stuff that makes life.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, some people retire and play golf. This is fun for me.
Yeah.
This restaurant stuff, just to see where can this go for my kids and for my brother's kids or whatever. How much can we go? Can we get 20 or 30?
Yeah.
Or not?
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know.
But it is a bit of a game. It's
a chess game.
About you is that you're always thinking of what to do to make it a little bit bigger and better. And HW Kia now rents cars, and I don't think we've said that enough.
We do, and it's overwhelming. The calls I get on a daily basis.
Are you
now,
shocked at how it's taken off?
I am. And I don't have enough cars.
Really?
To put in rental service.
Yeah.
We're doing our construction. So we're going to probably add a little bit more. And I got to tell you about, we use Perrick, who's your neighbor here in the mall here, and I've used them for 2 other projects. But let me tell you a quick story. So this project's been going on, a year and a half, and we haven't started.
I've been here a year and a half, and you were talking about it when I first came
That
here.
drives you crazy, doesn't it?
You could build a cathedral by now, but it's part of it's my fault, and then Kia doing their thing, and we've had a couple different project managers. Well, I get a new project manager, okay? I pull up to meet him the first time. In my parking spot, which I don't know my parking spot, but I park in the same place, there's a motorcycle. I go, who's in this motorcycle? I go up. Here's this good-looking kid. Looks like he came out of one of the Polo commercials. Sir, I'm your project manager. I'm going to get this done. I said, well, you're in my parking spot. No, it's my... He told me it's his parking spot now because I'm the project manager. But you remember the bathroom Polo when you'd go in the bar and you'd buy the $1 squirt of bathroom Polo?
Oh, yeah.
He looks like the guy that represents that, all polished up and ready to go. Doesn't look like a construction guy at all, right? But he's in his early 20s, graduated. I'm excited because he's fun, and we're going to have a good time with the project. We start in about 2 weeks, I think,
Okay.
finally, and he's on top of it.
Well, does the project manager ever pick a hammer
I don't
up?
think they do anything. No, they ride around on their motorcycle, apparently.
and park in your parking spot.
That is too
They
funny.
look like either Tom Cruise or Fonzie. I don't know. They collided on their motorcycle.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't wait to see
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy.
Oh, yeah. Very handsome young chap.
All right, we got more with Big D, but first we need to get a check of traffic with Captain Paul. What are you seeing on the roads?
Heidi, I see that the latest is an accident on eastbound 64 at Lindbergh with a short stop and go back up to Spady. There's road work on 5570 with lane closures and slowdowns in both directions between Illinois 111 and Fairmount. 44 is congested in both directions at Cass and Washington downtown. Southbound 55 running slow from Gasconade to 4500 South Broadway. And southbound 270 is heavy from north of Olive all the way down to 44. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
And now, KTRS weather.
Sunny skies, dry and mild. Sound familiar? We're really into a beautiful pattern here. The high about 73 degrees under beautiful sunshine and blue skies today, light winds. Overnight lows in the 40s tonight, looking for maybe a little patch of fog near some of the river valleys, and a high on Friday of 76 degrees. Afternoon clouds increase a little bit, a 20% rain chance west of St. Louis, but will probably stay dry in the metro area. In the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kent Earhart for the Big 550 KTRS.
Everybody loves good barbecue, and everybody wants to know where the next great barbecue place is. And if you're looking for an overnight sensation, it's only taken them 10 years. Three Bay Barbecue and Bakery, Woods Mill and Clayton Road. There is a gas station, West County Phillips 66 gas station. In that gas station, in the back for 10 years, some of the best barbecue in town. Bring a friend and spread the word. Three Bay Barbecue and Bakery. Don't forget about the bakery, 3baybarbecueandbakery.com.
Royal Banks of Missouri is proudly reinvesting in its hometown of University City. Their new branch at 8550 Olive Boulevard is now open to serve you. Visit their team in University City to discover how they can help you refresh your finances and invest in your future today. Call 314-212-1500 or go to royalbanksofmo.com for more information. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Before you put your home on the market, before you have to pay money fixing it up to sell it, before you have to pay real estate commissions, call me. I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I will buy your home. Any property, any condition, anywhere, and always as is. Call me, Mike Robinson with Robank Properties at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. You have nothing to lose when you call Robank Properties at 314-283-0867.
Are you looking for a simple, clean, budget-friendly, no surprises, no gimmicks remodel of your bathroom? Michael's Baths is who you call. Right now, when you call Michael's Baths at 636-775-0800, you'll get an estimate that's 30 to 50% less of everybody else, and they'll throw in a free shower door or $500 off a bath remodel. Michael's Baths, for 30-plus years, guaranteed happiness. MichaelsBaths.com.
Royal Banks of Missouri and Cantor Injury Law are proud to sponsor this Saturday's big game. Your undefeated Mizzou Tigers welcomes the Alabama Crimson Tide to Pearl Field in Columbia. Kickoff at 11, pregame at 9.
Yeah! Two tacklers to the house in Missouri.
Don't miss all the action live here on the Big 550. KTRS has full coverage all week on the Big Sports Show with KTRS Sports Director Brendan Lisi and the Press Box with Frank Cusimano.
Missouri delivers a counterpunch on the fake punt.
This is why the Big 550 is live, local, and the home for everything Mizzou. Proudly powered by Royal Banks of Missouri and Cantor Injury Law. Let's go Mizzou.
Your dentures no longer fit? Maybe you're missing a tooth or several teeth. Visit Dr. Bowen for Simply Secure Dentures and Dental Implants. The cutting-edge, high-quality dental implants that replace all the teeth in your mouth, and it starts as low as $7,000, not the $35,000 that others charge. If you're only missing a few teeth, Dr. Bowen can permanently replace those with something you don't have to take in and out of your mouth. Learn more at simplysecuredentures.com and get the care you need and the teeth you want at Bowen Dental Care or simplysecuredentures.com.
Most people think if I name my husband as beneficiary, everything's going to be okay, and that's not necessarily true.
I'm Scott Garcia with Premier Estate and Income Planning.
What am I doing taking care of people after somebody has passed and all the mess that comes with that?
And I'm Jennifer Cermak, Chief Counsel and Estate Planning Attorney of Premier Estate and Income Planning.
No longer is the attorney the gatekeeper to your lives.
Let us show you how to protect your assets, avoid probate, and retire with confidence.
Having an estate plan could be the most important document you could ever have.
The Premier Income and Estate Planning Show, this Saturday at 4 and this Sunday morning at 7 on the Big 550 KTRS.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Heidi, you're getting ready to talk, and I interrupt you, and I'm sorry. This is
It's
your
okay.
show. But can I
No.
say something to Josh?
Yes.
It is very rude of him. I heard him on the way here talking about party lines. You know, when Heidi grew up, let me just tell you something. She didn't have a party line.
No.
I talked to her dad. Here's how it operated down there. They would climb the telephone pole. You know, there was nothing on the pole. They had to yell to the other person
exactly,
on the pole.
yeah.
And they talk from pole to pole. And for you to throw that, like we have technology and they don't, that's really, I'm sorry, Heidi.
No, thank you for taking up for me.
I got call waiting, and then they turn the other direction.
That's exactly right, yeah.
So true.
That was good, Josh.
Yeah. Look at me,
Sorry,
so proud of
Heidi.
himself. I hope you guys are watching this on our YouTube channel. Here, full disclosure, I'm not in charge today of the Big D Big Giveaway. This is all on Josh, so
Yes.
take it away.
So we've had a caller that's been calling in for the last 6 weeks, and he wants to get on, and I keep saying no. We're not letting you on.
How do you determine that? About
He
the
loves that
annoying?
power.
Or how do
No,
you
he
get
just
it?
likes power.
He is power,
Power hungry.
hungry.
Well, you know who this person is.
Okay.
And he works for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
for
then-
Darren?
Yes.
And he's eligible to win?
No, he's not. So I said, look, if you promise to stop calling, we'll put you on the air, but we have to play for charity. He can't win any money.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Okay? So, Rich, say hello.
Hello.
Hi, Rich.
Do you know who
Hi, Heidi.
I do know Rich.
Do you know Rich? So, does he work in the burger joint or does he work at
Well, he
Kia?
kind of does both, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is he
yeah.
a hard worker?
He's a worker.
Okay.
He's a worker.
All right.
Some days are better than others.
Okay. Got it.
Rich went from coming to my office for about a month. Can I go on salary? Okay. That's the worst thing you want to hear, right? Well, he's on salary now. It's hard to find Rich.
Yeah. He got a little too rich.
Yes, he did.
I got put on salary here at the station
Yeah,
years ago,
yeah.
and then I realized, oh my God, I'm here all the time.
Well, that's the
So I
plan
got-
with him.
I got put back on hourly. I make more money that way. Rich, you can make more money getting overtime.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, so Rich gave me the songs, and I said, this is too easy.
Yeah.
You know, it's for
Yeah.
charity, but we're not going to just give it away.
Hold on. Rich gave you the songs that
Yeah.
he's going to guess?
He's gaming it.
Yeah.
What?
So it was all disco. So I went online and I found the top 10 disco songs of all time.
Oh.
And so if Rich likes disco, he's going to know what these are.
If not,
yeah. If not, then
Yeah.
who should?
If not, he's got to pay the charity
Yeah.
amount.
I like
Who's
that.
the charity we're playing for?
Oh, we're playing for the Easter Seals.
Easter
Oh,
Seals.
nice.
Okay.
What's that?
Easter Seals. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Rich.
Well, they do a lot with young children or
Yes.
children with autism, and then they stick with them through the years as they go through school, and they have work programs for young adults with autism to get them into working, helping them work. They have it's a work placement program, and they actually go with the employee, their client, until they become acclimated enough to the job that they're doing, to where they don't have to go every day. They just pop in and see their client.
Make
once a
sure
week
they're
or something
doing
like
it.
that.
That sounds great.
Their office is right across the street.
I've seen the sign. I have seen the sign.
Yeah.
We should have them on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I've picked 3 disco songs.
Okay.
And I guess you're just going to have to tell us who's singing, right? Is that what we do? Right?
This is why.
Gosh,
This is why
we should
do it.
Do a game or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's keep it moving, Josh.
All right,
You're
so
in
okay, all
charge.
right. So here's-
We have another interview coming up at 4:50.
Okay, here's the first song.
Oh. Child's Play. This is Anita Ward.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Nicely
Yeah.
done.
Wow, Child's Play.
I like that.
I should have made him a little tougher.
Wait, how much money did I win?
Yeah.
Oh, great question. All right, wait. First, Darren's going to ask you a question.
Oh, Rich, where'd you grow up at?
Where did I grow up?
Yeah,
I grew up in South St. Louis City.
Okay, you're nothing for
doesn't
that.
count.
Okay.
Yeah. Have
Very
you ever been to
bad,
the
very
pipe
bad.
fitters?
So what are we
Actually,
donating?
I did go to the pipe fitters
Okay.
pool. My brother-in-law was a pipe fitter.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
there you
worth,
go.
That's worth $100.
Oh, there we go. Look at Josh
See?
coming out strong.
Again,
It's
power
his
hungry.
His
hungry.
hands in your pocket.
That's right.
And then you know what? Since Darren's feeling generous, we'll do 100 a song.
Woo! Look at that.
Okay.
All
There
right,
we
so
go.
we're already up to 200. All right, Rich, this is your second song.
All right. Diana Ross?
Oh, yeah.
Is that really disco,
No,
though?
it's not.
No.
Nice.
No, it isn't.
Top 10 disco songs.
That is
Well,
not a
you got a
disco
bad
song.
list.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Is that worth $100 though?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
but, Easter
Thank
Seals
you.
is getting 300 so far, and let's complete the set, right?
All right.
Here's your last song.
Oh, God.
Now,
Yeah, but who sings it, Darren?
I know.
yeah.
Mr. Sledge.
Thank you. He thought he was going to
I know,
stump
right.
somebody with this.
Well, not me.
No. Can't we? Look, I know I'm not in charge today, but my name is kind of on the show. Can we just do $500? You're just going to donate $400 to Easter Seals?
All right, $500.
I mean, don't you think?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you. My nephew is a benefit. They helped him through his entire, he's
that's
21
great.
now, and they're still helping him. So
That's great.
thank
I
you.
love that.
All right, well, Rich, thanks for playing.
Is Rich
Yeah.
are you on the clock, Rich?
He's double dipping.
But he's sorry now.
I'm in the parking lot.
I'm in the parking lot. Okay, good.
All right, thanks for playing, Rich.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take care. Oh my gosh, that is too funny. So what does he do for you?
He is the head of the concierge. So when you pull
Oh.
into the service drive,
Yeah.
people greet you, pull you in, drive you in, and he runs all those guys that hospitality. He's from the hotel industry.
Is that who Jude answered to?
Yeah, that's Rich. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever Jude said's true.
Okay.
All right, and then if Rich is still listening, stop calling me.
Yeah, please. Me too, Rich.
It's too funny. Well, if you are in the market for a car, if you want to sell a car, you still looking for used cars?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. If you want to sell your car now, whether you sell it to me or trade it in, now's the time. We need cars in the worst way. I've got
Okay.
300 new cars. If you want to buy a car,
You can make a deal.
the gloves are off. But as far as acquiring cars, we need them.
All right. Well, you
keep
can
in mind.
always reach Big D on his personal cell, 314-586-1333, or just swing by HW Kia of West County right there on Manchester Road. Big D, we adore you, and we always appreciate your generosity, not just with us here on the show, but throughout the community. Thank you.
Got it.
Kick off football season like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be. With high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and no bet fees ever. Other books may charge you just to get on the field, but with Circa Sports, every play is yours to call. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Do you know why right now is the absolute best time to book your new patio or deck with my friends at Outdoor Living? Aside from being the best in town, these guys are really smart. They pay attention to market conditions, and they've stocked up on patio and deck supplies, including steel, all before these tariffs kicked in. So while their competitors' pricing has gone through the roof, prices have never been better at Outdoor Living. Now is the best time to call and book your summer job. Not to mention, these same competitors have sold out to large conglomerates and hedge funds. Pat Leahy and his team remain locally owned and operated, providing the best pricing and the best service in town. So, looking for a new deck or a new fence or anything outdoor? Outdoor Living, 314-966-DECK. That's 314-966-DECK. Or check them out online, Outdoor Living Inc., or check out their great showroom, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood, OutdoorLivingInc.com.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for our friends at Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution, and they've been in St. Louis for over 20 years with 2 locations, one at Clayton and Lindbergh, and the other one just west of 270 on Olive. If you've got your own business and you want to have a better banking experience, look no further than Triad Bank. Their mission is to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services to you and your business. For more, go to triadbanking.com.
Royal Banks of Missouri and Cantor Injury Law are proud to sponsor this Saturday's big game. Your undefeated Mizzou Tigers welcomes the Alabama Crimson Tide to Pearl Field in Columbia.
Kickoff at 11. Pregame at 9.
Yeah! 2 tacklers to the house in Missouri.
Don't miss all the action live here on the Big 550. KTRS has full coverage all week on the Big Sports Show with KTRS Sports Director Brendan Lisi and the Press Box with Frank Cusimano.
Missouri delivers a counter punch on the fake punt.
This is why the Big 550 is live, local, and the home for everything Mizzou. Proudly powered by Royal Banks of Missouri and Cantor Injury Law.
Let's go Mizzou.
Some of my fondest memories as a kid is heading down to the hardware store. You had to pick up a couple of nails, a couple of screws, maybe a gallon of paint, whatever it may be, right? It was your friendly neighborhood hardware store. Well, those don't exist anymore in St. Louis, except for Schnarr's Hardware. They have 2 locations in Webster Groves and in Clayton Road in Ladue. Schnarr's Hardware is that place where you go in and you can get that bucket of paint, you can get a couple of screws. The advice is always free. And the one thing about Schnarr's Hardware that every single family hardware store used to have, and that is the smell. It smells like a hardware store. It's got the selection. I don't know how they do it. It's a small store, but they got everything you ever need. They got the paint. They got paint matching. They've got big green eggs. They've got screws and nails and everything a hardware store should have. Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations, 1 great hardware store. Schnarr's Hardware, we'll see you there.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show
With Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey.
on the Big 550 KTRS.
It's about 8 minutes before 5 o'clock. We're going to talk a little sports here in a minute, but first we got to talk traffic with Captain Paul.
Heidi, no accidents, just some slow traffic. There's road work on 5570 with lane closures and slowdowns in both directions between Illinois 111 and Fairmount. 44 is congested in both directions at Cass and Washington downtown. Southbound 55 is running slow from Potomac to 4500 South Broadway with speeds less than 20 miles per hour. Southbound 270 is heavy from north of Olive down to Manchester. Northbound 270 crowded from Manchester to 64. And there's a stalled vehicle in the right lane of northbound 270 before Gravois. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, the Blues season opener is tonight. KTR Sports Director Brendan Weesey is here with what we need to know. And Brendan, let's start with the lineup. Any surprises? What do we got going on?
Yeah, I don't think any surprises. It's always interesting at the start of the year. I feel like there is there's this long road where you're trying to get from exhibition hockey into regular season hockey and then actual season hockey, which is the playoffs. Yeah. It's sort of like a 7-month audition. But no, I think, Oscar Sundqvist is banged up and he's not going to be available tonight. But I think everything else is all systems go. And it's going to be a great start. I think Minnesota comes in with some credentials, so it should be a good one down at Enterprise Center.
All right, looking forward to that. And if you're going to the game, there are several new local and national food vendors I'd like to tell you about.
Oh, I'm going, so tell me.
STL Kitchen. You've got Crumble Cookies, which Josh is a big fan of, and Rosalita's Cantina. So that's all there. And fans can now have a affordable travel option to get to games at Enterprise Center, because starting tonight, the St. Clair County Transit District and Metro Transit are going to offer the Blue Note Express for select home games. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of like a commuter lot thing.
Yeah, I mean,
like
taking the transit. Express. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I would keep your eyes and ears open for some announcements. Probably not tonight, but the Blues potentially matching up and partnering with one of the sports books that will go live on December the 1st. Mm-hmm. I know there are some things in the works.
Okay. And how come they haven't announced that yet?
Well, we're still we're a
almost
few
2
months
months.
away.
Yeah.
Remember, it was only a couple of months ago that we even knew what sports books were getting the licenses.
Right. The soccer team announced it. They're are they FanDuel? Well, they're one of them. Tonight we play the Wild. Tarasenko's on the Wild now?
Yeah, I guess so. He's been around the block a time or two, and it feels like would that be his 7th team?
I'm gonna look it up.
Wow. And Bennington will be in goal?
Bennington's going to be in goal. I mean, again, everything seems to be in place at the start. Like I said, Sundqvist is the one real
tough one.
You're going to miss 3 or 4 games.
Right. And that's not a big deal. It's not a long-term thing for him. But I think it's going to be a group that you like the fact that Jim Montgomery has had the full complement.
Yes.
I was just going to ask, how does that play into all this?
I think that's a big deal. Now, remember, this team took off last season, after the Four Nations break. Like, that was their first chance to really kind of dig in and Monty sort of implement everything he wanted to do. And by the time it was just a short time later, the Blues really turned it on. So now let's see what they can do with the full complement of training camp workouts and see what Monty can do.
Okay, so to both the sports guys here, at the beginning of the Cardinal season, you guys were pretty, I'm going to say, negative, not real hopeful of the season, and it came true. How do we feel about the Blues season?
Well, I thought the Cardinals ended up being a little worse than I thought.
They were 2 games away from the wild card.
They were not that close, I don't think.
And I think it was 5. Won it 5 games?
Yeah.
Anyway, nevertheless, it wasn't that far. But
many teams ahead of them.
I thought they'd win 7 or 8 more games. It doesn't sound like a lot, but that's when you're at that level. So, but on the other hand, I think the Blues are going to be very good, assuming reasonable health. Very good. And I don't know if they're cup contenders, but I mean, this is kind of even ridiculous to talk about before the season starts. But I think this is a team that can go a few rounds in the playoffs.
I don't know about that. I think they are. I think they're better than last year. The NHL is one of those things where you get in, you get hot, you have a hot goaltender, and anything can happen. I think they are. What kind of leaps do some of their young players make?
Yeah,
I think that's the big question. And for guys like Kyrou and Robert Thomas, I think they've reached, if they're not elite players, they're very close to it. And do those two guys stay healthy for a full season? And do we really see, especially on the power play for someone like a Robert Thomas, I think he's got an opportunity to shine and really display some of his skills. If those guys are healthy and they take their game maybe just another notch, then yeah, I think they could be a team that does some damage in the playoffs.
I don't own a sweater. But if I did, it would be this year because Jimmy Snuggerud has the best last name
Snugs
in the NHL.
I mean, it's a nice.
Yeah,
I kind of like his nicknames. I like Snugs or Snuggie or something like that. Could you just get his number and Snuggie on the back of a sweater?
That would actually be good, very good.
Real quickly, I read an article on Fox 2 that Yachty is in a possible contract talk with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Do you have any insight on this? It's just the same old, same old.
I don't know until it happens and until Yachty is here for a full season. I have trouble really buying into it. I have trouble getting excited that it means anything. Yachty needs to display that this is something he wants to do and he's willing to do for a full season and not ready to just do it on a part-time basis. He hasn't shown me that he's ready to do it full time.
Yeah.
I think that's a concern.
I predict he will be a coach and will come and go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'll be there for 162.
And if it's come and go, then you can't do it unless you're like someone that comes down to spring training and
special assignment guy.
Yeah, that's.
But I don't have a
fine.
problem with that.
I guess. I just think it's a bad example.
I'm not trying to start a controversy, but is it really important to you that he's hitting fungos to the outfielders?
No, not necessarily, but I think for young guys, it's one thing. If you're going to be a coach, you got to be committed. It's a grind. I mean, everybody else is there for 162. Why does Yachty get to pick and choose when he shows up?
Because of his contract.
I guess so. I guess that would be part of it.
Yeah.
His name is
What's
Yachty.
coming up tonight?
We've got special St. Louis Soccer Weekly at 7 as we pay tribute to late coach Don Popovich. And then at 8 o'clock, it is our Prep Sports Report talking about the big high school football games this weekend. CBC, number 2 in the state.
Wow.
Right now, Heidi.
They got a big win back in Georgia,
Yes,
so
they
it's a
did.
big one. All right, we'll be listening. Thanks Brendan.
Heidi.
Israel's government meeting to ratify phase 1 of the U.S. peace deal to end the war in Gaza. That ceasefire deal will begin as soon as the government votes to approve it. IDF forces will have 24 hours to withdraw to new deployment lines. Then the 72-hour window opens for the release of the remaining 48 hostages. ABC's Ian Pannell is in Hostages Square in Tel Aviv, where families have been waiting.
We're expecting the Israeli government to ratify the deal. Only then will the guns stop firing and the window opens for the release of hostages. But there are still doubts and concerns, and many details of a final deal have not been resolved, not least whether Hamas will disarm and who's going to run Gaza.
Israeli officials say all 20 living hostages will be freed likely on Sunday or Monday in one group. Senate Majority Leader John Thune says the Senate will be in session tomorrow to vote again on a stopgap measure to end the shutdown. ABC's Jay O'Brien says more than a week into the shutdown, Democrats and Republicans remain deadlocked on restoring health care benefits.
Speaker of the House Mike Johnson was on C-SPAN earlier. He was taking live calls from people dialing in to that program, and he got a call from a woman who identified herself as a Republican voter, as a mother, and a military spouse in Virginia, and she said come next week she cannot afford to go without a paycheck, that she has children who have medical issues, and she said, quote, "My kids could die unless they get some form of financial assistance."
New York Attorney General Letitia James has been charged by U.S. prosecutors in Virginia with a count of alleged fraud. James led the civil fraud case against Donald Trump and his family business. It comes after President Trump's public demand that the Justice Department move now to charge his enemies. An attorney for A.G. James says she flatly and forcefully denies the charges and deeply concerned the case is driven by President Trump's desire for revenge. You're listening to ABC News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-549-8866. 800-549-8866. 800-549-8866.
75 degrees at 5:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery now faces new federal charges and today was put under house arrest. The new indictment alleges that he tampered with witnesses. A hearing for Montgomery is scheduled for Tuesday. He was previously indicted in August on a federal misdemeanor count of deprivation of rights under color of law for the handcuffing of the City Justice Center Deputy Commissioner. The first class of the St. Louis Circuit Attorney's Citizens Academy is being held today. Those attending will learn about both the office's mission and the prosecutor's role in the criminal justice system. Today's event began just minutes ago at the Carnahan Courthouse and will include speakers and a guided tour of where the cases are reviewed, charged, and prosecuted. A St. Anne woman has been charged in Tuesday's officer-involved shooting near the interchange of Interstate 70 and Earth City Expressway.
St. Louis County Police have charged 35-year-old Janine Ryan with 6 counts of fourth-degree assault and 1 count of unlawful use of a weapon. County police were first called to the area around 12:30 Tuesday morning for reports of a suicidal person armed with a handgun. When officers attempted to make contact with Ryan, she pointed her weapon at the officers, and an officer fired his service weapon, grazing Ryan. She was taken into custody and transported to an area hospital for treatment. Investigators later interviewed her, and she admitted to flourishing her pistol at the officers. Ryan is being held on a $250,000 cash-only bond. David Solomon, KTRS News.
2 St. Louis sites have been nominated by the Missouri Advisory Council on Historic Preservation to become listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The council meets tomorrow morning in Jefferson City. The St. Louis sites under consideration are the Northampton Commercial Historic District on South Kings Highway and the Edge of the Ville Integration Historic District in North St. Louis. If accepted tomorrow by the council, those nominations will be forwarded to the National Register in Washington, D.C. for approval. How much are the St. Louis Blues worth, and how does that compare with other teams? We have some answers in this report.
Sportico estimates fair market values for all 32 NHL teams based on team revenue and publicly available financial records. The Blues ranked 26th in net worth with a value of $1.5 billion. That's an increase of 18% from last year, but every team saw a similar increase. The league average value is $2.1 billion. That's more than double of what it was in 2022. The Blues start their season tonight at Enterprise Center, 7 p.m. face-off against the Minnesota Wild. Sobe Bay, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter No Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. With October marking National Manufacturing Month, a time when communities across the country celebrate modern manufacturing, the St. Louis region stands out as a hub for manufacturing education and workforce development. That's according to a release from the St. Louis Regional Freightway, who report that ongoing programs are helping to address the rising demand for skilled workers in advanced manufacturing and aerospace. Now look at the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings. This Saturday, airing 2 hours earlier, beginning at 7 a.m. At close, the Dow down 243 points at 46,358, NASDAQ down 18 at 23,025, and the S&P 500 down 18 at 6,735. And now we send it to Paul for KTRS Sports and Traffic.
Steve, the Blues open a new season tonight at home with the Minnesota Wild in town. The note will be without Oscar Sundqvist, who will miss at least the first 3 games of the season with a lower body injury. And number 17, Illinois football meets number 1 Ohio State Saturday in Champaign. The Illini will look to button up their defense through the air, having given up 300 or more passing yards to 3 different QBs so far this season. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now Now on to traffic. There's road work on 5570 with lane closures and slowdowns in both directions between Illinois 111 and Fairmount. Southbound 55 is running slow from Potomac to 4500 South Broadway. Southbound 270 heavy from north of Olive down to Manchester. Northbound 270 is crowded from Manchester to 64. And we have stalled vehicles on northbound 270 before Gravois and on eastbound 44 past Vandeventer. This traffic report is brought to you by Lion's Choice, a local favorite since 1967. Lion's Choice continues to serve high-quality roast beef to family and friends across Missouri and Illinois. Everyone's got their favorite order. What's yours? Stop by or order online. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
We're looking for sunny skies for the rest of the day, then clear tonight and overnight low around 51. Partly cloudy tomorrow. We do have a 20% chance for some rain after 3 o'clock, and we're looking for a high tomorrow of 77. At 5:08, sunshine, 75 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Alliance is rebranding to Reese Nichols, a Missouri-born real estate company established 125 years ago. The same trusted agents who've served St. Louis for 45 years now have the backing of Missouri's most trusted brokerage. With offices across the metro and in-house mortgage, title, and insurance, Reese Nichols makes your move seamless. They proudly support the Ronald McDonald House, raising over $1.5 million for Missouri families. Visit reesenichols.com to learn more.
Early detection is crucial in the fight against breast cancer. Surprisingly, even in women of average risk, abnormalities can be found. So even if you don't think you are at risk, screening is essential to prevention and saving lives. The Show Me Healthy Women program offers free breast and cervical cancer screenings to women ages 21 through 64 free of charge if you qualify. Please visit our website at health.mo.gov/showmehealthywomen or call toll-free 866-726-9926 for more information and to see if you qualify.
Having a tough time paying your bills? Learn how to reduce your credit card debt to a fraction of what you owe. Call the Debt Helpline now for free advice. 800-329-9912. 800-329-9912.
Carney, Buck.
We are on to Friday, and you probably are as well. We'll talk movies with Tom O'Keefe on the show.
Also, we'll play some Know the Show where you can win fabulous Carney Show prizes.
Aaron Lapidus with a sneak peek of Straight Talk on retirement this weekend.
And our friends from the Vision Walk return to tell us about this year's fundraiser. We'll see you right at noon.
John Carney, Julie Buck. Weekdays at noon on KTRS, the talk of St. Louis.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show
With Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey.
on the Big 550 KTRS.
The court battles have begun in two areas of the country today over troops in U.S. cities. Alex Stone, ABC News correspondent in L.A., joins us with that story. So we're talking Portland, correct?
Yeah, Portland and Chicago.
Okay.
And yeah, maybe in Chicago here in a little while, we're going to get a ruling on that one from the lower court, and then that'll probably go to the appellate court in that district. But in Portland today, and really we heard the same argument in Chicago, where the attorneys for the states are arguing that the president is trying to use troops as political theater and that they're not needed and they're unwanted, and that sending them in from California or from Texas, as he has threatened to do and is doing, infringes upon the sovereignty of states for deploying National Guard troops on their land. And DOJ attorneys today representing President Trump are saying, well, what is going on is armed rebellion. And they argue, look at L.A. in June, and that if you don't act quickly, that it can become violent. And in Portland, it was a lot of talk today about what is a rebellion. Oregon's attorney telling the three-judge Ninth Circuit Appeal Court this.
A rebellion is an open, organized, or armed resistance to an established government or an attempt to change the government or the leader, usually through violence.
And the Trump administration attorney said, well, it's a bit more broad than that.
Define the term to mean a deliberate, organized resistance by force and arms to the laws and operations of the government.
And they said it's not about overthrowing the government, but fighting back against the government. Much of the argument today went back to the 1700s with the judges. Two of the judges appointed by Trump, one by Clinton on this panel. And they were asking if the Whiskey Rebellion, when there was an uprising involving taxes and whiskey in Pennsylvania, when President Washington sent in the militia, if that applies here. And the judge is questioning of the 1700s if they can look at that when they're deciding this.
The Whiskey Rebellion certainly comes into play as well, but I think
Could that inform our definition of rebellion, or was that the president acted under some different provision?
And DOJ attorney said,
Under the second prong of that statute, what is the meaning of a rebellion?
Meaning of rebellion would be the plain meaning of that term that existed at the time this language was enacted. It was enacted in 1903.
So going back to 1903 when it was enacted into law, and then back to the 1700s with the Whiskey Rebellion. But the Trump administration's arguing that in the law, when it says that troops can be called in when violence can't be handled by quote-unquote regular forces, that they said that applies only to federal agents and not local police when local police can handle it, that only federal forces is what they're talking about here. Oregon said, wait a second, local police have handled it fine and that they are part of the regular forces to deal with a crowd in a community, and that the crowds have been relatively small, have not been all that violent. Well, one of the Trump-appointed judges bit back on that, saying no, that they have been much bigger than what Oregon is claiming.
The district court found that the Portland ICE facility protests were small, less than 30 people, largely sedate and generally peaceful.
Okay, hold on. That's clearly erroneous, because there's clearly been protests that were above 30. I mean, unless you're trying to limit it to certain time periods. We have evidence in the record that there were protests as much as 200.
And she came back and said, well, 2 or 3 times in many months it's been closer to 200, but that Oregon is still saying that's not an invasion or rebellion when 200 people are in a group outside of an ICE building. And the federal government is saying, yes, it is, because it's more than what those federal troops who are at the ICE, or federal agents who are at the ICE building can do. Now, it does seem that this court, which is the same court that allowed the troops to be deployed in L.A., different judges, but same court, that they do seem sympathetic to the president in that, in at least a temporary restraining order situation, not a full trial, which still in L.A. they're getting to that, but in the immediate moment, that they may not be able to second-guess the president no matter what, that he has very broad powers, and they may allow the troops to be deployed into Portland. But we don't know what they're going to rule. They said in the next couple of days that they will make their ruling in L.A. They found that in that moment, as everything was happening, that they could not second-guess the president there because he has broad powers, and it seemed that they were going that way today as well.
Alex, what I think is most interesting of all out of this are the National Guard. Just 3 weekends of the month, they're civilians. And then, all of a sudden they get deployed, pulled out of their regular jobs. I mentioned to these guys that I know a couple of National Guardsmen. They're software salesmen and stay-at-home mom. So what I think is curious is, what do they all think about all of this?
I mean, it's a good question because they're not really allowed to tell us. I think we can see, based on what we have seen internally in Oregon, that the National Guard there is not too keen about what's going on, and the public statements that they've put out saying, just remember we're your neighbors, and don't fight us, please. And we've seen some other comments that would indicate that the Oregon National Guard doesn't necessarily want to be doing this. But, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of reading the tea leaves. Who knows? Because it's always going to be official statements that come out and that sort of thing. But, I mean, the same thing went on here in L.A., where all of a sudden they showed up in their full gear and looking very serious and standing there. And you had to think, these are teachers and plumbers and electricians the day before. And now they're standing out here as essentially law enforcement, and they've got protesters up against them and media in their faces and everything else, that for many of them that, they signed up to potentially go to war, but whether they agree or not with being deployed, or if they think it's necessary or not, that they have to follow their orders.
Yeah, that brings up a great point. Regardless of what we think is right or wrong, somebody gets hurt, and you've got citizen versus citizen. No matter who gets hurt, it's going to be tragic.
Well, yeah, and the problem that they had here in L.A., too, is the chief here, Jim McDonnell, he was worried about friendly fire and other things, that they're not on police radios when they come in. That when they were deployed in L.A., there was no communication about when they were going to get here. The city was saying they didn't know where they were going to go or where they were going to stay or what they were going to do. There was a period where they thought that the president was deploying, a whole argument involving posse comitatus and whatnot that would have made it difficult, but deploying them into the streets as law enforcement. And if the governor deploys them, they can do that. If the president deploys them without declaring an insurrection, which the president's now indicating he may do, they can't come in and do law enforcement. But there was a period when the LAPD didn't know what the National Guard's role was going to be, and they worried about incidents in the streets and friendly fire and not communicating. And, you know, what does the LAPD do if they see the troops doing something inappropriate or, because, I mean, these troops don't do this sort
right.
of thing.
They're not
trained in this.
military police.
Yeah, they're going through very rudimentary crowd control training when they get to the city that they're going in, where they learn how to march and put up batons and put up the shields and what the laws are of when they can engage and the rules of engagement. I mean, it's a very quick, like, 2-day class in something that police spend months and years training on. So for local police in L.A. and right now in Portland, they have concerns.
Alex, do we have the Guard active in Memphis?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know what they ended up doing in Memphis. I don't believe so, but I don't know.
Okay.
And at the end of this decision with these court battles, is that the last word, or then we're going to see appeals from one side or the other?
No, they're going to be appeals. So these are temporary restraining orders. I mean, L.A. is a good situation. It went back, and there was a 2-day trial in L.A. at the lower court, and the judge that initially said that the president broke the law and that it was unconstitutional what he did and broke posse comitatus ruled that again, and then now it's gone back to the Ninth Circuit, and they're going to have a trial. So even though there was the initial temporary restraining order, the L.A. judge said it's illegal, the troops can't deploy, and then the Ninth Circuit said, hey, in this quick moment, they're going to deploy because we can't second-guess the president without a trial. And then everything kind of froze, and they deployed, and then it went back to the lower court for a trial. Now it's going back to the appellate court. They will rule, and it will probably go to the Supreme Court. But in the meantime, that same thing is going on in Portland and in Chicago. They're just at the beginning of it.
Got it. All right. Alex Stone, ABC News correspondent in L.A. Thank you, sir.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
Bob, a lot of reports that have come out in the last couple hours say the National Guard is expected to come to Memphis tomorrow. Reports from a couple days ago said maybe next Wednesday. So it looks imminent.
So probably a wait and see, because we haven't really heard anybody clamoring about this potential event one way or the other.
And then I have a question for the texters. I have a friend who is in the National Guard, like I had mentioned. She is from Missouri, but then she moved to New York, and then she moved to Florida, and I think now she's in Hawaii. When you're in the National Guard and you move, do you register with that particular state's?
I would assume so.
Like Texas is sending troops to Chicago. You're tied to a state, right? Or do you sign up, and then if Missouri mobilizes, she's got to come back from Hawaii?
I bet you ask for a transfer, but I am just kind of guessing on that.
Yeah,
I know my
college
coach, she was, I guess she was Missouri National Guard, but then she was living on I don't remember if she was Kansas side or Kansas City there for a while and would continue to do Missouri. But I don't know if it depends on how far away you are, because then you're incurring cost on getting to the different places. But that's a great question. I'm sure somebody on our text line, I'm sure we have to have some National Guard members listening. So we'd love to hear from you guys on the KTRS text line, 84126. All right, coming up, we're going to talk to Jordana Miller. She is in Jerusalem, and she'll tell us what's going on with this new peace deal.
Are you looking for a simple, clean, budget-friendly, no surprises, no gimmicks remodel of your bathroom? Michael's Baths is who you call. Right now, when you call Michael's Baths at 636-775-0800, you'll get an estimate that's 30 to 50% less of everybody else, and they'll throw in a free shower door or $500 off a bath remodel. Michael's Baths, for 30-plus years, guaranteed happiness. MichaelsBaths.com.
You're selling your home, and I want to buy it. This is Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I am ready to pay top dollar for your home. No contingency contingencies, no inspections, no monkey business. I buy your home no matter the condition or location, and you walk away with cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867, 314-283-0867, or at robangproperties.com. That's ROBANG properties.com.
Hey, Doc, nice office. Quick question. If you had to choose, would you give yourself a root canal or run payroll?
Run payroll, no question.
Seriously? Have you run payroll before?
Paying my team with Gusto couldn't be easier. Gusto gives me unlimited payroll runs, next day direct deposits, and automatically files my taxes. Saves me time.
Wow, that's nice.
Over here, Doc. Can I run payroll too?
Choose payroll without the pain. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
You've seen the movies Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. Have you always wondered what it would be like to be a Top Gun instructor or pilot? Now is your chance at the National Museum of Transportation. On October 15th at 7 p.m., Captain Kevin Proton McLaughlin, United States Navy retired former commander of Top Gun and technical advisor to the movie Top Gun Maverick, will be the featured speaker. Tickets are $30. Reserve your spot now online at tnmot.org at the National Museum of Transportation.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show
With Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey.
on the Big 550 KTRS.
President Trump is getting international praise as the broker of an Israel-Hamas peace deal. Jordana Miller, ABC News correspondent in Jerusalem, joins us with more on that. Jordana, what are you hearing from world leaders?
Well, I think there has been a lot of praise for this deal, which is essentially, ending the war in Gaza as we knew it. The first phase of President Trump's plan has been signed off on by Hamas and Israel. And we've seen the Prime Minister of the UK, the President of France, and German leaders, the head of the UN, everyone endorsing President Trump's plan and endorsing the first phase of it. Right now, as we speak, the Israeli Prime Minister is holding his government meeting, that is the meeting with his coalition, and they will, in the next hour or two, ratify this deal. Some in Netanyahu's government will vote against this deal, but the opposition will step in and make sure that it is approved. And that's likely to happen at about 12 midnight Israeli time. And then we will see very swiftly the Israeli armies given, by the terms of this deal, given 24 hours to withdraw to their first to withdraw east and their first redeployment of troops. So right now, the Israeli army has operational control of about 80% of Gaza, and they will move east and end up controlling about 50%. And that's where they will stay as Israel negotiates phase 2. Hamas has agreed and says that all 20 Israeli hostages presumed to be alive are indeed alive, and they will hand them all over in one fell swoop without any kind of propaganda ceremony. They will hand them over, we understand, either Sunday or Monday, and Israel, in exchange, will release about 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. The major bulk of them will be fighters and others detained in Gaza, but there will be about 250 that are serving life sentences in Israeli jails for very serious and deadly terrorist attacks against Israelis. But they will be released from prison and sent, most of them, abroad.
Jordana, a quick step back and how this is coming together. One of the things that's really interesting to me is, as reported, is that there's almost like an unofficial coalition of countries that have kind of come together and contributed ideas or thoughts on how this should work, and that the U.S. was listening as they proposed this to the two warring factions.
Well, I think that's, very true. First of all, President Trump was so wise to bring in and empower, in a sense, Qatar and Egypt and Turkey. Turkey was a new player in this last round, and that's because Turkey is home to a lot of Hamas leaders, right? Turkey has leverage over Hamas, and they were able to come in and say, get this deal done because we can't protect you if the Israelis try to kill you in Turkey, or get this deal done, or we're going to kick you out of Turkey, right? I mean, I think the region was fed up with the killing that was happening in the Gaza Strip, and they saw that Hamas they didn't care. They were willing to continue the war, no matter, even if they're civilians who they used in great part as human shields. If they died, they didn't seem to care much. So I think the leaders in the region, had a really strong role in this, and the president wisely empowered them, listened to them. The deal was signed, not in Israel, but in Sharm el-Sheikh, right, in Egypt. So I think, the president really does deserve an enormous amount of credit for this.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed it all moves forward as promised. Jordana Miller, ABC News correspondent in Jerusalem, thank you so much.
Thank you.
People have been waiting a long time for peace. So, and by the way, I was looking up National Guard, and if somebody moves to a new state, they initiate a transfer, and then they are coordinated with the new state and find a unit there. At least that's what I found online. It is 5:31. We got to get a check of traffic with Captain Paul. What are you seeing?
Heidi, I see a stalled vehicle on northbound 170 before Page, blocking a center lane with traffic backed up to Forest Park Parkway. The estimated clearance time is 5:50. There's road work on 5570 with lane closures and slowdowns in both directions between Illinois 111 and Fairmount. Southbound 55 is running slow at Potomac and further south at 4500 South Broadway. Eastbound 64 bogs down at 170. Southbound 270 is heavy from Olive down to 64. Northbound 270 crowded from Manchester to 64. And eastbound 70 is congested at Washington approaching the depressed section. This traffic report is brought brought to you by Fielder Electric. See what everyone is saying about the pros at Fielder Electric. Whether it's a new build or a 100-year-old home, Fielder Electric has you covered. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, I was talking to Jeff Zufall. We have a show this weekend since it's a Mizzou game and a Mizzou win, I'm predicting. Yes, of course, I'm predicting that. Keep What's Yours will be on Saturday at 5 p.m. Jeff told me that, yes, the person that he was dealing with at the time, they have a business and they do very well for themselves, but he started doing their tax planning and he saved them $185,000. And that's just 1 year's worth of taxes. Well, my question was, did they pay $185,000 last year that they didn't have to? And the answer is yes. If you don't do proper tax planning, you're just giving the government extra money. I don't want to do that, and I know you don't want to either. So the choice is to keep more of what's yours, and the only way to do that is to listen to the show, I should say. And that'll be Saturday at 5 p.m. this week, and give Jeff a call, 636-394-5524. You do not have to pay the government anything more than you're legally obligated, and the only way to do that is with proper tax planning. 636-394-5524, capitaladvisorygrp.com.
And now, KTRS weather.
Sunny skies, dry and mild. Sound familiar? We're really into a beautiful pattern here. The high about 73 degrees under beautiful sunshine and blue skies today, light winds. Overnight lows in the 40s tonight, looking for maybe a little patch of fog near some of the river valleys, and a high on Friday of 76 degrees. Afternoon clouds increase a little bit, a 20% rain chance west of St. Louis, but will probably stay dry in the metro area. In the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kent Earhart for the Big 550 KTRS.
Let's talk about a getaway where you're not spending all the time on the road. How about Innsbruck? Think about it. You could go from your desk to a canoe and do some fishing in about 25, 30 minutes. They've got A-frames, they got tree houses, or if you're looking for a place to live that's away from hustle and bustle, custom homes and condos as well. It is absolutely gorgeous. Have you been out? Have you looked? Go to Innsbruck-resort.com to find your getaway.
Your dentures no longer fit? Maybe you're missing a tooth or several teeth. Visit Dr. Bowen for Simply Secure Dentures and Dental Implants. The cutting-edge, high-quality dental implants that replace all the teeth in your mouth, and it starts as low as $7,000, not the $35,000 that others charge. If you're only missing a few teeth, Dr. Bowen can permanently replace those with something you don't have to take in and out of your mouth. Learn more at simplysecuredentures.com and get the care you need and the teeth you want at Bowen Dental Care or simplysecuredentures.com.
We sell siding, windows, doors, and decking by the truckload. My name is Julius Krasanik, celebrating 53 years in this business. Our company is Wholesale Siding Depot, and our seasoned customer service group has over 200 years of combined siding, window, door, and decking knowledge. My grandson Elijah says,
"Are you kidding me?"
The brands that we sell are durable, maintenance-free, and energy-saving. Featuring Anderson, CertainTeed, Viwinco, Provia, Masonite, TimberTech, and others, offering the best selection of styles and colors available in this industry. And better yet, our prices are wholesale every day. Last, our Peace of Mind initiative also includes a free contractor referral service to take care of your installation concerns or needs. You are just one click away from keeping it local, family, and professional. Please visit WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
The Hill in St. Louis is known for many things. The close-knit neighborhood, the shotgun-style homes, the mom-and-pop shops. But perhaps the most striking feature of the community is the pride of their Italian heritage. From the fire hydrants painted red, white, and green, to the many great Italian restaurants, the influence of America's other little Italy is clear to see. One of the staples of the Hill is Mama's on the Hill, perhaps one of the most famous and historic restaurants in St. Louis, and the home of the toasted ravioli. You see, in the early 40s, Chef Fritz accidentally dropped an order of ravioli in hot oil instead of hot water. That accident exploded in popularity and was soon served nationwide. Experience their toasted wraps and the rest of their delicious authentic Italian food at Mama's on the Hill today. You'll taste why Mama's on the Hill is the premier family restaurant on the Hill. Celebrate Italian Heritage Day on Sunday, October 12th on the Hill with the annual Italian Heritage Day Parade at 12:30, followed by the Italian Festa at Barrett Park. You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's do a little entertainment news. I never know how to say her name. Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse?
Yes.
Saoirse Ronan?
Is going to play Linda McCartney in the upcoming Paul McCartney biopic. Now, you're going to have to wait quite a while because that movie will not hit theaters until 2028.
Each Beatle gets his own movie.
Yes, which is going to be interesting.
I wonder if they weave together and how they do that.
I think it's a great concept.
Do they release them all at once or
Ooh,
sporadically?
that's interesting. But you got to watch them all to see how each character's take on a given scene is. I think it's really an interesting idea.
Who do you put first? Who do you put last?
I think you start with Paul and you end with John. But that's,
Ringo right in the middle.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what you think was the dramatic start to the whole thing.
It'll
Who
be
knows?
cool. George Clooney says a new Oceans movie will probably start filming next year, and he acts like everybody's on board, including Julia Roberts.
Isn't that interesting?
So, yeah, he said he was kind of excited about getting the gang back together. How about this? Taylor Swift's The Life of a Showgirl has dethroned Adele's 25 for the biggest opening week for an album in the streaming era. As of yesterday, it had already sold 3.5 million copies, and the week's not even over.
Amazing.
Isn't it crazy? This is crazy, too. Rachel Dratch from SNL says her therapist told her to go on a vacation by herself, do a solo trip. So it was on that solo trip to Costa Rica where she met people who inspired her iconic Saturday Night Live character, Debbie Downer. She said, hats off to the suggestion, because I never would have talked to strangers if I was there with a friend. And then she explained they were sitting at dinner, and she goes, you're just with complete randos and people just making chit-chat. And someone was like, where are you from? And I said, New York. And then they said, oh, were you there for 9/11? And she said, yeah, and she said it wasn't even like the next year. It was like, 3-4 years ago, and that she was then like sitting around going, what? And that's how she came up with that
I can
character.
just hear the sad trombone.
Yes.
Well, it's official. I can't have children.
Yeah. Thought it was fun. BuzzFeed asked readers about their experience waiting on celebrities and how much they got tipped. So here are the 5 who tipped extremely well.
Okay.
Okay. Elvis Presley.
Thank you very much.
Came in with some officers, stayed for over an hour. They had a meal and a few beers. Elvis left $5,000 plus a large tip.
Whoa.
Holy moly.
Other officers said he did it all the time.
TCB, baby.
Bruce Willis tipped $100 for every single drink served. Friendly and low maintenance, a prince among men.
That's neat.
I love hearing that.
Like, would he get it out? Like, I'll have another one, and then boom, 100?
Pop a hundo.
I think that's kind of a cool move.
I do too.
Hey, Mr. Willis, can I get you something else?
How about another? How about some apps?
Joe Rogan. Somebody said I waited on him about 10 years ago. He was quiet, polite, very low maintenance. He left a $100 tip on a $30 tab.
Rogan, has become so famous. He seems, though, like an interesting guy. I saw a thing where somebody was saying about what an influence he was. He goes, if you're getting your political ideas from me, we've got bigger problems than whatever.
I think he's pretty down to earth on that. Steve Carell, my biggest tip percentage-wise came from him. He and his family were kind, down to earth, and were a pleasure to serve. Carlos Santana, the most humble, respectful celebrity I've ever served. He always tips $100, and if he's with his family, it's double, triple that sometimes.
Wow, that's neat.
Here are the 5 or 4 that tipped poorly.
Hope I'm not on that list.
Or not at all.
Oh, I'm on that list.
I can't believe this one. Just because everybody knows her, I would tip extremely well just so you don't get talked about.
That's right.
Jennifer Lopez.
Ugh.
She's eaten at my restaurant, and all of the servers who's waited on her all say the same thing. Rude, entitled, doesn't tip a penny.
No tip?
That's crazy.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
I know she's very far removed from Jenny from the Block, but she used to be Jenny from the Block. She should know better.
She should know better. This one is also shocking to me. Tina Fey.
Oh, no.
She was demanding, smoked a cigarette at the outdoor table. Even after being asked to stop, she left less than a 10% tip.
No. She smokes?
I can't believe it's true.
I can't
Because I'm in
either.
love with her, so I can't believe I refuse to believe it.
3 and 4, Dave Chappelle and Danny DeVito. I served them, did their special request, got nothing from Dave, a handful of change from DeVito, less than $5.
That's terrible.
It is terrible. And then rounding out the 5 worst, Scottie Pippen. Did not leave a tip. At that moment, I came up with the nickname No Tippin' Pippin.
Oh, that's good. That is good, though. Have you heard the Frank Sinatra tipping story? I know we've probably told this before, but it's one of my favorites of all time. Frank Sinatra's in Vegas doing whatever, he's having dinner, he goes out, and the valet comes up with his car, and he says, "Hey, what's the biggest tip you ever got?" And he goes, "Well, it was $1,000, Mr. Sinatra." He goes, "All right, then, here's $2,000. And then, the car comes up, and Frank gets in the car, and he goes, "By the way, who was it that gave you that $1,000 tip?" Yeah. And he said, "Well, it was you, Mr. Sinatra."
That is really good.
That's a great story.
And he dined at Al's with his dog, and they made a steak for his dog.
That's great.
Al's, I have got to go there sometime.
You better start saving.
I can't believe it's that expensive.
Believe it.
Believe it.
Wow.
You can't do it.
Wow. Wow. She's saying.
You just can't.
Yeah, she's
No,
saying
you
don't
can't.
even bother.
Yeah, we did it once for my 40th birthday. No, I don't. Maybe 45th birthday. Yeah.
Well, she knows how cheap I am, so she don't even try.
I mean, you would have a heart attack. My parents had a heart attack, and I don't even think we told them the full total.
Maybe I'll bring Darren there.
Yeah, you're going to have to. Alan Jackson's final concert is set for June 27th at Nashville's Nissan Stadium. He's going to be joined by many special guests: Luke Bryan, Eric Church, Luke Combs, Miranda Lambert, and more. He says, "It's been a long road, and it's taken me places I never imagined, but I can't think of a better place to put on a big show and give the fans a finale than in Nashville and include some of my special friends. We just felt like we had to end it all where it all started for me, and that's Nashville, Music City, where country music lives." So that'll be pretty fun.
That will be good.
39 years ago today, in 1986, Fox debuted as a TV network. Now, here's what I thought was interesting.
What year?
86.
86.
Wow.
It was a soft launch, with its inaugural program being a late-night talk show, The Late Show, which was hosted by Joan Rivers.
Oh.
Now, the network had its grand opening. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
When it expanded its programming into prime time. That was April 5th, 1987. And they did that with their big Sunday night lineup with the premiere of
Tracy Ullman Show?
That is correct. And
Good call. Simpsons.
Married with Children?
Married with Children.
Because The Simpsons started as a bit.
Yes.
On the Tracy Ullman Show.
Yeah. Oh, was that Tracy? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, they have an episode of The Simpsons where they show some of the Ullman clips, and it is unrecognizable. And the voices.
Even the artwork is different.
The artwork is rudimentary.
Yeah, I remember first recognizing Fox when they went to the NFL, and everybody's going, "Well, this is ridiculous. They
Right.
can't do this. This is so dumb." It turns out they were great.
Yeah, and then when they started American Idol, it just sent them over the edge.
Yep.
I tell you, as a kid in the late 80s, early 90s, it was in living color.
Same.
For us.
And I wish I could find it on now. I've thought about buying a DVD. I love it.
Really groundbreaking.
Let me try to find if it's streaming somewhere
Please
for
do.
you. Yeah.
A couple of people being funny on the text line. Somebody from the 217, her tip don't cost a thing.
Oh, that's J-Lo.
Yeah. And then somebody said, Tina Fey, Google searches says she's not a smoker. Maybe they mistook her, and it was a
Maybe
lookalike.
they thought it was
Somebody
Sarah
else.
Palin.
Oh, well done. As for TV tonight, Thursday Night Football is on Amazon. New York Giants host the Philadelphia Eagles. Then you've got several premieres on ABC. 911, the series premiere of 911 Nashville, and the 22nd season premiere of Grey's Anatomy. Tonight's schedule also includes Law & Order and Law & Order SVU. Let's talk birthdays.
All right, we got a few here.
All right.
All right, let's go. I think I'm going to give Josh the edge here. John and Yoko's son, Sean Lennon.
Okay, I'm going to say 74. No, that's the year he was born. Some men do birthday math.
Okay.
So I'm going to say he is. Heidi, what year were you born?
I'm not telling you.
Birthday
This
math.
is competitive.
I think he's 51.
50.
Bang, got it, Heidi.
Dang it. I was born in 73.
Now we're gonna flip to country music. How
Okay.
old is Brandy Clark?
50.
Bang, got another one. Oh, you didn't even have a shot.
Jeez, didn't even
I
get out
just
of the.
saw her last.
Is that how you knew that?
Thursday night, and she was fantastic. She, not only is she a great performer, but she has written a bunch of songs that behind the scenes, and then she finally put out her, own stuff. And she also wrote "Shucked" the musical.
Oh, she did?
Mm-hmm.
That's talent.
It is
That's
talent.
unbelievable
Probably got
talent.
some bank.
How about native St. Louis and NCIS New Orleans, Quantum Leap, Star Trek Enterprise,
Bakula.
and my workout partner
One
time.
Where'd you see him?
At the MAC.
I love
West,
it.
Scott Bakula.
I tell you, when I was in grade school, I would stay home sick, and they would show Quantum Leap on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the episode, every episode, they show him leaping into the next
quantum,
the next episode, and then I'd have to fake sick the next day because that episode looked even better than the one I just watched.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to say he's
76.
67.
Right in the middle, 71. Two more quickies. I'm going to hand this one to
Okay.
Josh, Heidi, so be ready. John O'Hurley, Jay Peterman on Seinfeld.
It's all about the variety. Do they still use
the
his
very
voice?
pants I was wearing?
He came to town, and I interviewed him when he was at the Fox. What was he in? Chicago, maybe?
Oh, he was in a
musical. He also, remember, hosted the dog show for a long time.
And Dancing with Stars.
Uh-huh.
Jay Peterman is 74.
I was going to say 74, too. I'll go 73.
Closer, but nobody gets this one, 71. And finally, one of my favorites, classic rock, Running on Empty, Dr. My Eyes, Jackson Brown.
Jackson Brown.
78.
Again, somebody that writes a lot of songs for other people. I'm going to go 80 big ones.
Heidi got it. He's 77.
Woo!
Good day today.
It is a good day. That is your evening entertainment report here on the Big 550 KTRS.
The Big 550 has been live and local for 29 years, covering local news and keeping you informed with national and world news from ABC News. Now, our local news coverage is even more extensive, as KTRS now carries the First Alert 4 10 p.m. newscast, Monday through Friday. Join the names you know and trust.
This is First Alert 4 at 10. I'm Corey Stark.
I'm Samantha Jones.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton with a First Alert update on what's happening.
And sports from the Sports on 4 team. Just one more reason why KTRS is live, local, and your hometown locally owned station. The Big 550 and First Alert 4 depend on it.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
At Midland, we know sometimes all it takes is a moment. A moment for an idea to spark, or to make it happen. A moment to find your dream, or build one. A moment to start your forever, or at least start planning for it. Whatever moments you have, Midland is here for them and can help you make them. Midland, brighter together. Visit us at midlandsb.com. Midland States Bank is member FDIC.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
8 minutes before 6, time to get one final check of traffic with Captain Paul.
Heidi, an accident on northbound 170 at Page is blocking the two right lanes with traffic backed up to Forest Park Parkway. Estimated clearance time is 6:20. There's road work on 5570 with lane closures and slowdowns in both directions between Illinois 111 and Fairmount. Southbound 55 is running slow at Potomac and further south at 4500 South Broadway. Eastbound 64 is congested from Lindbergh all the way to Big Bend, and eastbound 70 is bumper to bumper at Washington approaching the depressed section. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. Check out the Neighbors Credit Union Debit All Day account, a checklist checking account featuring a Neighbors Visa debit card, the convenience of online and mobile banking, and access to your direct deposits up to 2 days early. Online at neighborscu.org, federally insured by NCUA, membership eligibility required. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Repairing chimneys, walkways, porches, foundations, entire homes, anything to do with brick or stone, you need a tuck pointer you can trust, and that, of course, is Morelli. Morelli is a family-run business started in 1991, and they're only as good as their last customer. That's why when you check out the reviews online at MorelliTuckPointing.com, you'll notice that they're actual customers who are singing the praises of Morelli. So if you need a tuck pointer, you need Morelli. 314-645-1387 or MorelliTuckPointing.com.
St. Louis is home to one of the last true Little Italies in America, the Hill neighborhood. Anchored by St. Ambrose, the Hill has been home to generations upon generations of Italian families. Known for its fine Italian cuisine, the Hill has also produced incredible athletes like Yogi Berra, Joe Garagiola, and many of the players on America's 1950 World Cup soccer team that defeated England, which helped germinate St. Louis's rich soccer heritage.
Hi, I'm Mike Vitale from Vitale's Bakery. My family's been baking delicious bread and pastries for local restaurants dating back to my grandfather in 1945. We've been a family-run business for 4 generations. My sister and my nephew Bobby are carrying on the family tradition. We're proud of our Italian heritage, and we're proud to continue our parents' legacy. Vitale's Bakery is at the corner of Bischoff and Marconi on the Hill.
Celebrate Italian Heritage Day this Sunday on the Hill with the annual Italian Heritage Day Parade at 12:30, followed by the Italian Festa at Barrow Park.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
Diana from Newstetter's Fine Jewelers here to remind you, we don't just offer the best pieces, we offer one of the last master hand engravers in our country. My father can create timeless, personal, and unforgettable pieces. Come by our showroom at the corner of Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or learn more online at wowdiamonds.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's wrap this Thursday up with a couple randoms.
The Tony Awards are named after Antoinette Perry.
Did not know that.
Famous actress and director and the co-founder of the American Theater Wing.
Wow.
So Tony is named after a lady.
Mm-hmm.
The population of the entire country of Canada is just a little more than California.
That's crazy.
Canada has 41.6 million. California is 39.5 million. It's only recently that Canada took over.
Really?
For 40 years, California was bigger than than Canada. And Chuck Lorre, the creator of 2.5 Men and The Big Bang Theory, wrote and performed the theme song for the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon.
How about that?
Yeah.
He claims he never received any royalties for it.
He's made up for it. I don't think
He'll be
anybody's going to. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not paying him for that.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure we could all write that.
And wasn't Charlie in 2.5 Men a jingle writer?
Yes.
Yes.
I think that was a little,
Yeah.
self, whatever. But I watched that Charlie Sheen documentary. Have I told you guys about this? Two-parter, the Charlie Sheen doc. I
You
watched
like it?
It was really interesting, even the parts that were really disgusting and terrible. But he was very terrible to Chuck Lorre throughout that whole thing.
I think Chuck has said that.
But Chuck was back in the documentary, so I guess
They've made up.
Water under the bridge?
I think they apologized and moved on, which I wish we all could. You guys, thanks for hanging out with us on this Thursday. I hope you'll meet us right back here starting at 3 o'clock tomorrow. And until then, see if you can put a smile on somebody's face.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Tired of ads interrupting your favorite news podcast? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Yeah, stay up to date on everything newsworthy with podcasts like The Daily, Up First, and 5 Things, uninterrupted at Amazon.com/ad-free. Just head to Amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Mizzou football.
The rushing touchdown, and Missouri extends the lead.
KTRS AM, FM 1061, K291CW, St. Louis.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Israel's government voting to ratify the first phase of a long-awaited ceasefire in Gaza. The IDF must withdraw its troops to a revised yellow line within a 24-hour period. The move brings Israel and Hamas closer to ending their 2-year-long war. The 20-point peace plan brokered by the Trump administration would begin the process of returning hostages being held in Gaza for over 2 years. ABC's Jordana Miller in Jerusalem.
Now we know.